Welcome everyone. Thank you so much for joining me. I hope you're all well. For those of you that are new to Soul Embers, my name is Andrea. I am an intuitive tarot reader, coach, counsellor, and I practice alternative medicine. And of course, welcome back to all my existing subscribers. I'm so very grateful for your support. You guys keep this channel going and I'm very thankful. So Scorpio, today we're going to let the cards fall as they may. I will deliver the strongest message, whatever it is that you need to hear, the direction you're being guided toward. However, before I do that, I'd like to share something with you. I'm putting together some content for a discussion group that I'm hosting, and as I was going through it, I felt called to bring a portion of that to my beautiful YouTube family, and hopefully it can help you work through whatever you're experiencing currently, or what may arise that could cause some inner conflict. So it does have to do with inner conflict and acceptance and how we treat the different aspects of ourselves, right? So let me read it to you. Like everyone else, my life is filled with contradiction. I support and respect traditional therapy and pharmaceuticals and equally believe in the extraordinary healing power within our natural environment. I support science-backed research and studies and equally believe in unfounded concepts relating to the profound power of our thoughts, energy, vibration, and the universal essence of life known as spirit, which connects all living organisms and animates our existence. Mao Zedong, a Chinese leader and founder of the People's Republic in China, described existence as constant transformation and contradiction. Freud and other great minds of our time support similar concepts relating to this paradox of human nature. I am no stranger to constant contradicting thoughts and emotions. However, I've learned to accept my contradictions. I don't suppress, press, judge, shame, guilt, or resist them anymore. This approach caused nothing but pain, poor health, self-sabotage, a victim mentality, a lack of progress, and unhealthy relationships. I now run my inner world more like a democracy and less like a dictatorship. I choose the perspectives, thoughts, and actions I engage in and give my energy and time to. I gained more control of my life by releasing control of myself. And this is yet another contradiction. In summary, we're constantly changing, impacted by our environment and those around us. And our contradictions keep us in check. They call us to clarify what matters, what we want, what we value, and where we invest our energy. The internal discussion they generate offers freedom of choice and an opportunity to live with intention. So as I go through today's reading, Scorpio, I'd really like you to consider how you're treating the different aspects of yourself. You know, are you criticizing, judging, are you shaming them? Are you suppressing them? Are you treating your inner world more like a dictatorship or a democracy? And how can you allow these parts of you that need to take space? How can you allow them to take that space? And how can you tell the most dominant parts of yourself to take a seat for a little bit? You know? So as we go into the reading, have a think about that. As I deliver today's message, have a think about those contradictions and you know, how you can take the edge off the inner conflict that is generated when you're pulled towards something. You know, you have this pull, this passion, whatever it is that draws you. And then when your critical mind steps in and, you know, tries to suppress that because of the trauma that you may have experienced, you know, it's a defense. By allowing it to take space, or by not being so critical, I guess, you take the edge off. You take the edge off the intense emotions that lead to the excessive overthinking, the excessive obsessing, the excessive controlling, and the excessive criticizing, right? I'm going to stop there because I can keep going and I won't do that to you. You're here today for a reading. So let's jump into it, Scorpio. And guys, if you feel comfortable, I would love to hear from you. What are some of the, or what's one contradiction that's within yourself that you feel, that you engage in, that you would really, really like to release? And how do you think you can do that? I use your comments to determine your future readings, you know. Okay. What is the message we have for the beautiful Scorpios I'm connecting with today? What is it Scorpio needs to hear? Well, there's a big deal, right? Power. Oofed. What a card. I actually got goosebumps. Scorpio. What is going on? There is something very, very intoxicating about this energy. You know, Scorpio, I feel that you have tried to run away from the thoughts, these critical thoughts that I'm talking about, and these emotions that are generated as a consequence of those thoughts. You know them all too well. You know them all too well. You have become an expert at everything you do wrong. You know, you have become an absolute expert at predicting how you're going to sabotage yourself, without a doubt. You have even gone so far as to know exactly what you need to do to break this pattern of self-doubt, of critical thinking, of obsessing, of, you know, whatever it is, these narratives, these stories that you tell yourself. You know what you need to do. And you find that no matter what, these drives are so powerful, you know, and you kind of just accept those parts of yourself that, you know, you have created to protect yourself, whether you like them or whether you don't. Kudos to you. Scorpio, I freaking take my hat off. You know, you're owning it, you're taking accountability, and now you are embracing that. You're stepping into that. You are owning it, you are voicing it, and it is becoming, because of that, you are actually in the driver's seat. For once, you are not reacting to your environment. For once, you're not reacting to the people around you. For once, you are not walking on eggshells because of what you perceive is going to happen if you engage in conversations or in actions that could, you know, that could pull you back into those unwanted thoughts, those unwanted feelings. This is your power right now, Scorpio. The fact that you're owning it. You know, I was saying before that I have accepted those contradictions within myself. You know, I allow them to take space. I will be the first one to say, this is how I do things right now because of my experiences. You can call it right, you can call it wrong, you can criticize it and you can judge it, but that's how it is, whether you find it logical or whether you don't. And I'm working on, you know, doing things in a healthier way, but that's a progress. And this is who I am right now. You make that your power, you know, and the more you say that, the more you drop your energy from your mind, from the confusion, from the stories that it creates. And not just the stories it creates, but the way you form your perception of the world around you, right? And you actually drop it into who you are right now. The minute you do that, you can actually say, okay, I'm dropping a pin here. This is who I am. And in order for me to bridge the gap between who I am and the character I actually want to get to, I actually have to accept who I am. I actually have to, you know, embrace it. I cannot become the person I want to be without accepting who I am, because then I am just creating a false sense of myself? How can I go from there, from something that's actually not tangible, to the place I want to be? Amazing. So let me break this down for you, Scorpio. What's the message for you? You are on the path to really breaking some of these. This could even be generational type of trauma, childhood trauma. This could have to do with, you know, a whole lot of things, okay? So you've worked really, really, really hard. This is a warrior. This is a warrior right here. You know, you have become paranoid. You have become suspicious. You have engaged in, you know, you've engaged in actions that you're not proud of, you know, because of that suspicion, because of that paranoia. You look at those actions and it's almost like you shake your head at yourself. You can't believe you would stoop to that level. Those fears and those defenses have, you know, really generated this need for predictability, for answers, for knowing. And so it drove you to really do things that you're not proud of. But the great thing is, like I said, you're just accepting it. You're accepting it because you've realized that by resisting it, by shaming it, by guilting yourself, you're not progressing. You're not getting to where you want to get to. You know, you're accepting that part of your journey of releasing this paranoia or this obsessing or whatever it is that you do is actually owning it. I'm so happy for you, Scorpio. Let me know, who does this message resonate? You know, this is like inspirational stuff. So, you know, you've done a lot of work. You can name everything that you've done along this journey that has sabotaged you. You can name it. And now it has become a thing of your past, a thing of your process. It's no longer, you know, you don't hold on to that as who you are today. You hold on to what you have learned from that and how that, you know, how that process of doing all those things changed you, what it taught you, and who you became as a result of that. Very forward thinking. The reason I guess this is so important is because you've realized that every time you would show up to defend this part of you, every time you showed up, the more that inner conflict became so much more tense, and the louder it became in here, and the louder it became in your emotional space. And even though in that moment of reacting and responding to that unwanted behavior, let's say, you may have fed it, you may have fed the trauma, fed the fear, fed whatever it is, and felt a moment of ease, but you never ever won the war. You won the fight, but you never won the war. It never gave you the actual outcome that you really want for yourself. And so it's almost like this acknowledgement, and whoever is part of this process with you, you're in a position now, Scorpio, where you feel strong enough, powerful enough to actually express that. And you're about to see your world shift in the most positive way. You are stepping into that person you want to be, and you're about to truly experience what it feels like to accept, right? Amazing. I hope you found that helpful. Have a great week, and I will see you for your next lot of readings. Bye, Scorpio.